Call Bernie and Ian on the hotline 337-232-1542 or text them through the KPEL mobile app. Live from Lafayette, the car wash capital of the world, this is Acadiana's Morning News on NewsTalk 96.5 KPEL.
Yes, it is. It's 8:15 in the morning, going on 8:16, 45 degrees outside. Of course, the big story this morning, Billy Napier, the head coach of the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns, headed to Florida, leaving the swamp for the swamp. Napier making it official yesterday with the announcement online, and now the search begins for the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns' new head coach. Right now, we'll take a look back at the legacy Napier leaves behind here at the University of Louisiana. Joining us on the horn, the voice of the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns, Jay Walker. Birdman, it's a pleasure having you on.
Well, thank you for having me, and I love the fact that you guys are playing Easy Lover as an introduction to me.
I didn't think about it until now, but you're right. That is the perfect theme music for you.
Yes, indeed.
Now, something else that was perfect and fitting for you was a tribute that UL gave you on Saturday during the middle of the game. 30 years behind the microphone for the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns on radio. Were you aware they were going to do that?
Yes. As a matter of fact, they gave me the script to approve, but they did it earlier than what I thought they were going to do. So that part of it took me by surprise.
Did the standing ovation the crowd gave you take you by surprise?
Yeah, kind of, because I've always believed that, nobody turns on the radio to hear me. They turn on the radio to hear about the Cajuns. So yeah, that part of it was a bit of a surprise. And can we get rid of the Easy Lover music? Because I'm not hearing you that well.
Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. I forgot to hit the button to take it out of your ear.
Thank you.
There you go. So let's get back to the topic at hand, and that's Billy Napier. And this is not much of a surprise because he's been on a bunch of wish lists for a couple of years now at least, though he bided his time and waited for the perfect opportunity to go to Florida. He leaves UL and the football program in a much better position than where he found it. What is his overall legacy going to be, Coach Napier's overall legacy going to be when we look back in 5, 10, 20 years from now?
Well, first of all, let's understand something. No school has ever come to UL and taken their head coach. It's never happened before. You can go all the way back to wherever. As a matter of fact, until Ricky Bussell, no UL coach had ever coached again in any capacity. So the fact that somebody came and got him is part of the legacy. What he has done is he has shown that with the right amount of support, that UL can be one of the top G5 programs in America. And, the fact that they've been nationally ranked the last 2 years, I think underscores that. And so I think, I think the Cajuns were already on the map as far as the football program is concerned. But I think that the map now has Louisiana in bold letters.
And Napier put those letters in bold during his time here. And it boiled down to not just recruiting in-state, but recruiting out-of-state. He made this university, he made Cajun Field a destination for college football players, for potential college football players to come.
He said at the beginning they were going to recruit in about a 6.5-hour radius from Lafayette. He's held true to that. He's brought in some very good talent, and he's had a very good staff to coach him up, Ian. And as a result, you've got guys, you're about to lose another lineman to the National Football League. You've got a running back that was not recruited by Coach Napier, but that had 130 yards rushing in the NFL yesterday. Mm-hmm. You have other guys who I think are going to get a chance to play professional football. So the talent he's brought in has been really good.
Jay Walker joining us on Acadiana's Morning News. And it's not just the talent as well. It's not just the wins on the field, the national rankings. But if you look at what he's done in terms of building community support, not just for the football program, but for the athletic program as a whole. Case in point, the new Cajun Field that'll be under construction, if all goes well, starting in the next year and a half. Coach Billy Napier has done something that no other coach before him has done, and that's rally support and maintain that support throughout his tenure here.
Well, and the reason that he's been able to do that is because he's done it the right way. You know, he came in here, didn't cut corners. I think that everybody understands that he is a man of high integrity, and that he put the student and the student athlete as a priority. You know, you didn't hear about football players getting in trouble under Billy Napier, because those are some of the values that he instilled in his football program. So not only has this team won, but this team has won the right way and really given Acadiana something they can really be proud of.
And that's the beautiful thing with this. As we mentioned on the show earlier this morning, in the statement, Billy Napier said that he wanted to give something that the university, this city, this region could be proud of, and he's certainly done that. But there's still one more game to go. He's coaching Saturday's game against Appalachian State, the Sun Belt Conference Championship game here at Cajun Field. That's the last cherry on top for Billy Napier. He wants to win that conference championship. And fan support Saturday is crucial. Why is it important for fans, casual or diehard, to be at Cajun Field on Saturday to give Napier and this team a proper send-off?
Well, first of all, you're witnessing history. You know, you're talking about a conference championship game at Cajun Field. That has never happened before. So you've got a chance to be a part of history. You've got a chance to see a team that's ranked in the top 20 now in one of the polls go out and possibly win a conference championship. Now, you have to go back to the Gulf States Conference the last time the Cajuns won an outright championship. They've won co-championships in the Big West. They've won co-championships in the Sun Belt. But they got a chance to win an undisputed conference championship for the first time in over 50 years. So this is a historic Saturday coming up at Cajun Field. So, you know, first of all, I think you're going to see two really good football teams. And I think that you've got a chance, if you're, you know, from Acadiana, you got a chance to witness history.
History indeed. Jay Walker joining us on Acadiana's Morning News. And more history will be made in the coming weeks as Dr. Brian Maggard and the other folks in the athletic department choose Billy Napier's successor. If history's any indication, we're not going to hear anything until that successor is hired. Based on what you know, what kind of a person is the athletic department going to go after?
Well, I think you asked the right question, Ian, because this is not about you're looking for an offensive coach or a defensive coach. Are you looking for somebody who's been a head coach or hadn't been a head coach? It's not what this is about. Brian Maggard, if you look at his history, because now he's hired a half dozen coaches. If you look at his history, the same thing is what he's looked for in every sport. He's looking for someone who will put the student athlete first. He's looking for someone with a high moral compass. He's looking for someone who knows what it's like to win. He's looking for someone who's a relentless recruiter. And he's looking for a person that will be the part of a university family. And that has been his mantra. Hadn't mattered if it was a soccer coach, a volleyball coach, a softball coach, a baseball coach, or a football coach. He's looked for the same type of individual every single time. And as far as your statement about, you know, nothing until Dr. Maggard, look, let me tell you something. I covered that coaching search 4 years ago, and I made phone calls, and I talked to people. And let me tell you, the first time I heard Billy Napier's name was the night that he was offered the job. I'd never heard his name throughout this whole thing. So folks are going to suggest to you that they know where Brian Maggard's headed, and I'm just here to tell you they have no idea.
As Jim Moore once said, we think we know, but we don't know. Though, and we never will. And exactly, we never will. And depending on which Ragin Cajuns thread you read, you may see the flight trackers, but that certainly won't give us any hints. But in all seriousness, this is something that the university is going to keep close to the vest. And it's a wait-and-see game right now. But if you're a Ragin Cajun fan or someone like you, Jay, who's broadcast for the university going on 40 years now, This is something that is an exciting time for all of us because never before has this university, this athletic department, been in this situation where now they're looking to hire the successor to someone who was poached by an SEC school.
As a result, this is the candidate pool for this job is going to be incredible because, you said right at the beginning of this that Coach Napier has left this program in a better place than when he found it, and that's absolutely true. Now this becomes, of all the jobs that are not P5s that are out there right now, this is the most desirable job in America in the G5 as far as positions that are open right now. So the candidate pool for this is going to be very, very large because now if folks had a question about can you win at Louisiana, well, it's been answered. And so you're going to have a lot of folks that want to be a part of this now. Dr. Maggard says he thinks he can get this done in 2 weeks, and I certainly believe him. But he's going to have to whittle down a much bigger candidate pool than he had the last time around.
It's certainly going to be an interesting time and an interesting couple of weeks until Dr. Maggard gets his man, and when he does, it'll be a celebration here in Acadiana. One last question before we go. We know Billy Napier is coaching this Saturday. Will he coach in a bowl game, or will he begin his new duties at Florida before then?
Dr. Maggard was asked that question in a Zoom meeting with the media yesterday, and he said that has not yet been decided. Now, my gut tells me he probably will not coach in the bowl game. I know that after the championship game on Saturday, the plan is to introduce him over in the state of Florida right away. And, of course, you've got National Signing Day coming up on the 15th, which is 2 days before any of the bowls are played. I don't think it's likely, but since Dr. Maggard said it hasn't been decided yet, I'm going to hold off about saying something definite. But if I had to guess, I would guess that the Cajuns would have an interim coach for the bowl game.
Jay Walker joining us on Acadiana's Morning News. He is the voice of the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns. Sun Belt Conference Championship game on Saturday at Cajun Field. Kickoff is set for what time, Jay?
2:30.
So kickoff at 2:30. Of course, you can listen to Jay's dulcet tones on our sister station, ESPN Lafayette. That's AM 1420, FM 103.3. Or you can go to Cajun Field. Go to Cajun Field and watch the game in person and bring a radio so you can hear Jay call the game as you're watching it live and in living color. And, of course, Jay is the voice of basketball, baseball, and a few other things under the sun. When's the next broadcast for you, basketball?
Friday night. The Cajuns play UNO Friday night at the Cajun Dome. So I'll do that game Friday night, get a few hours sleep, and then start my day and hopefully calling a championship for the Ragin Cajuns on Saturday.
There you go, and we'll be there with you. Jay Walker, as always, a pleasure, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Ian.
Thank you. It's 8:29 on Acadiana's Morning News. We'll pause for a break. We'll come back with another updated look at news right after this.